In this video, we're going to cover some things for you to think about whenever you decide on getting web hosting and a domain name. Now, throughout this video series, I'm going to be using a couple of different PLR products that I have to help illustrate certain things. One of these products is a report titled YouTube Marketing Blunders that we're going to be making over or editing. Now, one of the items that we're going to be editing is the product name. Now, to help us decide on our new product name, we're going to purchase a new domain name and hosting service to house our website on that we're going to be selling our product from. Now, it's a good idea to decide on and purchase a domain name as early in our making over process as possible, so while we're doing all of our edits to our product, our new domain name can be propagating the web. Now, propagating is kind of like using the postal service to send out an invitation to your party. The sooner you get that invitation in the mail, the sooner your friends that live far away will know about it, and pretty much the same thing holds true with propagating your domain. As soon as you put things in motion, that is, you buy the domain, connect it to your hosting service, setting the DNS, and so on, well, the sooner the internet begins sending your party invitation, so to speak, letting everyone in the world know about your new domain. Now, this propagation process can be immediate for some, and as long as 48 to 72 hours before others are made aware of your new baby. Now, simply for adding marketing and SEO benefits, we're going to be shooting for a domain name that is very similar to our product name, if not exactly the same as our product name. So let's begin with a couple of search tools to help us locate the perfect domain name. Now, the first one I want to point out is here at who.is. And to get to this page, just type in who.is/domain-suggestions into your address bar. And then in this box here under domain search, just type in the keywords that represent the product that we're wanting to name. So in our example here, we might type in something like YT, which is short for YouTube, because you definitely do not want any domain names that contain trademark names. So nothing with YouTube, nothing with WordPress, nothing with Coca-Cola, nothing with Ford, unless you want the lawyers to be knocking at your door with a big old cease and desist order. And also, I want to only search for those that have the .com extension. So I want to untick the box here next to .net, and most all these other default settings are just fine. And if you want to learn more about what they mean by topical, basic, related, or DNS, then go ahead and read this paragraph down here. But for now, let's go ahead and type in some keywords here related to our product, like YT, short for YouTube, marketing, errors, because our product name currently is YouTube Marketing Blunders. And then once we get our keywords in here, I'm going to go ahead and copy these into my clipboard too. Then click on the button to the right that says Get Domain Suggestions. Then it displays a lot of different options. For example, the first one here is YT Marketing Errors. That's with the S. The next one is the same thing without the S. And going through these, you might get some additional ideas. In which case, you just come on back up here, type in some additional keywords, click on Get Domain Suggestions for even more. And you can just click this link here to show those options again. Now, you are able to make the purchase of the domain that you're interested in right here on this site. But let's not do that because there are other domain registrars that will give us a better deal than this $10.99 a year. But the other tool I want to point out is called Bust a Name. And you can get here by typing in bustaname.com into your address bar. And pretty similar tool. Right here, the step 1, you just type in your keywords, or as in this example, paste them in there. And then click on the word Add. And then in the step 2 box, you can hover over these blue arrows off to the right here to get additional related or similar words to those you already have in the number 2 box. And if you want to add those to the mix, just click on the green plus button to the left, and there you go. And to learn more about this tool that I'm not going to be covering in this video, come on up here to the top menu bar and click on Video Tutorials. But they also allow you to purchase from this site by just clicking on the buy button here. You get this pop out, and then you can select one of these options here. But we're not going to do that. What I am going to do is grab one of these domains here. Let's go ahead and grab this one for the demo. Copy that into my clipboard. And then come on over to the first domain name registrar that I want to point out, and that is NameSilo. Quite possibly the least expensive domain registrar you're going to find online. That does not give you any teaser rates or hidden fees. For example, if you go ahead and paste that domain in here and delete the .com part, because we've got that selected for us right below this search box, and then click on search, and then come on down here and click on the blue button that says register checked domains. And then here's our fee. This is an annual expense, by the way. And this is $8.99, which includes the ICANN fees, which is usually about 18 cents. And this is not a teaser rate. No matter how many years you purchase this for, whether it's 1 or 10, it's going to be $8.99 per year. Whereas if we go to one of the other popular domain registrars, in this case Namecheap, and do a search for that exact same domain name, you can see here it's $10.69 a year, but that does not include the ICANN fee, which is extra, like I said, 18 cents. That's the cost part of the domain names. Now, a couple of things you want to consider is that there are websites online that offer coupons to reduce this cost even more. And here's another thing. Some web hosting services will also include a free domain name whenever you purchase the package from them. And one other item I want to throw at you before I go into the web hosting services is that my little trick in buying domain names is I usually go to 1&1 because here recently they've had the first year cost for domain names at 99 cents for the .coms, and that's a teaser rate because at the end of the first year this cost goes up to $14.99 or $14.95 a year. But before the end of that first year, I will transfer that domain over to NameSilo, where it's going to be $8.90 from that point on. So that's just one way in which you can save a couple of bucks. But I want to talk about hosting now, whether it is a pretty decent hosting service like 1&1 or a top-of-the-line hosting service like Liquid Web, or even what I consider a bargain basement, no-frills hosting service like HostGator, HostMonster, or Bluehost, which, by the way, are all three owned by the same company called EIG. The main thing you want to consider, besides the price, is the support you're going to get, especially if you're just starting out, because there will be times when you're going to have questions about your website, or why is it doing this, or why is it not doing that, when you're going to want to be able to call somebody, not send an email and expect an answer 2 or 3 days later, but you're going to want to call somebody and get an answer immediately because you've got buying customers that are not buying because they can't get onto your website. So the support is a very important item when considering getting a hosting service. So getting the cheapest hosting service might not be the best way to go whenever we're talking about your business. Now, to help you with making the right decision, besides just listening to me and watching this video, you might want to try an unbiased opinion that you might get from certain marketing forums. I'm going to suggest you check out the Warrior Forum. And if you don't have an account here, you should get one right away. I believe it's still free. Yep, right there says join us for free. Go ahead and get an account here at warriorforum.com. Come on down here once you've logged in. Click on Main Internet Marketing Discussion Forum. Then come over here to Forum Tools on the right. And once you're logged in, you'll get an option here to search this forum. Since I'm not logged in, I'm not getting that option. But once you're logged in, do a search for hosting or hosting questions and read some of the current posts in there related to hosting. Then go ahead, and if you're not satisfied with those answers, type in your own. Ask the members of the Warrior Forum what they think about different hosting services. What would they suggest? But before I close things out here, I do want to mention that I kind of hinted towards earlier was that some of these hosting services will offer a free domain name with their package. For example, 1&1, I think their hosting service has a teaser price of 99 cents per month, and that includes a free domain for as long as you have your hosting service with them. After the first 3 months for this, it goes up to $8.90 or $8.99 per month. Still not a bad deal, and that includes a free domain name. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, what I consider to be the best hosting service online, mainly because of their support, because you can call them, you'll get an answer within a couple of minutes, and the person that answers that phone is somebody that you can actually understand what they're saying. You can also contact them through a live chat or email, and this is 24/7, 365. But if we check out products and go to hosting overview, their least expensive is $15 a month, but that comes with 2 free domain names. So something else to consider in the purchasing of your domain name and hosting service is to get a package hosting service that includes a domain name. Again, just another way to save you some money. Okay, let's do a quick recap of what we've covered in this video. Unless you have a clear idea of the domain name that you want and that domain is available, well, there are search tools that you can use that will help you come up with an alternative domain name. And you need to consider where you're going to host your domain name, and before you purchase your domain name, consider a hosting company that offers free domain names with their hosting package. Also, when considering hosting companies, look at their offers and, most importantly, their support. Plus, try asking for help or unbiased opinions in marketing forums just like the Warrior Forum. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of this video on domain names and hosting services. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.